Hi folks, it's only been about 18 days since I planted these, believe it or not, in the gutters, so it's time for them to go out now. They're more than big enough, so we'll get them in. So what I've done first is I've just dug a little trench out, roughly the same sort of profile as the gutter, so then we can just slide these peas in straight along the line. So what I'm going to do first is just snap a little section off. You don't want to try and get it all out in one go because sometimes it can all clump up. So if you just do it in little sections, then hopefully they should slide out in little bits like so. So we'll just keep going along like that. Snap another bit off, try and find a natural break where there aren't any plants. Like that. Just break it off and hopefully that'll slide out. Might need a bit of persuasion. Try and slide this one out. And then we've got one last bit. In fact, I'll do it in two. That bit was a bit sticky actually, so we'll try and get this bit out in two. So yeah, it's a really good way of growing them in the gutters. Gets them away really quickly. No problems with mice or anything eating the peas before they germinate because they're indoors. And there's not a chance these would have germinated outside in the sort of temperatures we've had lately, because we had a frost last night, and they would have more than likely probably just rotted off before they germinated. Like I said, it's a good way of getting it. Just a bit short there, but it doesn't matter. So we'll just slide the rest out. These are Hurst green shaft as normal. Great pea. Never seem to have any trouble with them at all. So I think we're a bit short in the row, but like we're right, won't it? Put a little bit of a gap there. That's the trouble, you see, sometimes they start clumping up a bit. So about 6 inches short. So what I'm going to do now is just backfill a little bit. There's going to be some excess soil left, obviously, which I'll just use to raise the bed a little bit. So just dead simply just put a bit down the back as well. Really, that's about all you need to do. They should from now on just look after themselves. I'm going to put a few little guards around just to keep if there are any birds think they fancy a little meal before they get properly established. So when I've done this, I'll give you a look around what's going on around the plot. There's quite a lot going on, to be honest. It's quite surprising this early on. Just finished doing this. It's supposed to be a good week weather-wise this week for a change, nice and sunny. Probably quite cold and frosty at night, but I'd rather have the sun over the rain any day. So that's that done. That's that all in. So we'll just give it a good old flooding in now, just to settle the roots. And we'll get the little guards over, just as a precaution. Just some bits of bent wire. It's 10mm mesh. We'll just plonk that over. That'll keep anything from having a nibble at it. That's those protected for now. As soon as they start getting to touch the top, I'll take them off and they'll have to fend for themselves. But that's the peas planted out, the gutter peas, so I'll just have a bit of a tour about and I'll show you what else has been going on. Alright then folks, I'll just show you what's going on. It's only like 19th of April now, so it's quite a bit going on considering. I'll just show you what's going on. Right, we'll start with the carrots that I sowed. No germination as of yet, unfortunately, but it has been very cold, and you know with carrots they can take ages to germinate, so no luck with those yet. So this is my little like brassica cage, if you will. So I'm going to hopefully get some curly kale in there and some early purple sprouting broccoli. And I've planted some strawberries through some mat in there, try and keep the weeds and the slugs off a bit. Not grown strawberries for absolutely years, so these were just some spare ones, so we'll see how they get on. I've had a really good success with my onions so far, as you can possibly see. Not a single misfire, and nothing's pulled any up, so we've got about 150 onions in there. And then I planted my Zabrum and the Alista shallots, the banana shallots out the other day. A little bit small, but I planted them out quite small last year and they were brilliant, so I thought I'd better off getting them in. The earlier they get in, the more they get established, and we should be off and running. But no, I'm really happy with the onions so far, considering I planted them in March. Garlic, as you know, I plant my garlic a lot later than most people. I plant mine in early spring, but I still get a great crop, and that's doing well, so no troubles with that at all. And then on to my my raspberry bush, canes and stuff. I've just neglected this for years, so what I've done this year, I've tidied it up, trained it up a bit, a few canes, and I've killed the, well, I've not killed, I've chopped the plant off that was one of those thornless blackberry bushes, because it was just rubbish, to be honest with you. Just took over everything, all the fruit went rotten, so I've just stuck to the not blackberries, what am I on about now? Raspberries. And I can't believe this is just 2 canes I bought from Morrison's for 99p about 3 years ago. It's gone from that all the way to that. So I've got my apple trees, never had any success. Flowers coming out now. I've got one there and one in a pot. I think what I need is some pollinating different apple trees round about to be in bloom at the same time, then they'll might actually set a bit of fruit, but we'll see. There might be some crab apples in the hedgerow somewhere near, so we'll see if they do the job. Nothing going on in the polytunnel, just had a good tidy up, got it all weeded, tidied up. This is where I'll be growing my French beans, up the canes, and across the strings have all rotted due to the UV light, so I need to put some more of those up. And then down to the other side, same thing. I grow a second lot of French beans up there about 6 weeks later, so we get a crop well into sort of September time like I did last year. So this is my little flower bed thing. I absolutely stuffed it full of alliums last winter, so we should get a heck of a display of those big purple flowers. I got some of the really big ones as well, so it'll be interesting to see how they come. I can see they're all starting to come now. That's the start of them. So all these are alliums, all that's alliums. Put a few alliums in my main bed. This is just an iris, a big iris, and some poppies and all sorts of wildflowers. Decided to put myself a little bird feeding station up. Been getting quite a lot of stuff, so it's quite good, just to encourage a bit more wildlife in. And I've been really sorting the pond out this year. I've cleaned it all completely out of bulrushes. They were a really silly idea because they just absolutely choked the pond up. So I've got rid of all that, cleaned it out, found 20 newts and 5 frogs in it, which are all back in there now. I keep seeing them swimming about and plopping their heads up. So, and I've bought a few nice marginal pond plants, got them planted in. That's one that's taken really well. That's marsh marigold, nice little plant. And if you can see, my little pond pump's just starting to come on because the sun's gone in. I've got a really powerful pond filter powered by a really big solar panel over there, so it's got a filter and it aerates the water as well. When it's coming out, it nearly comes up to here, so when the sun's on full belt, so that should help clear it up if it does start to get a bit green. So these are the strawberry planters I planted. If you remember, I did a video on them. They were the fabric strawberry planters, so seem to be doing all right. They've taken well, so we'll see how they get on. Rhubarb's coming up now. This is that pink champagne stuff. It's bright red stuff. That one there always goes to seed, as you can see. But what I've done this year, I've forced one, so I'll just show you what it looks like. just put this big plastic pot on and I'll just show you what it's like. Oh, look at that. Looks like triffids, doesn't it? I don't know. I don't know what the real gain from it is. They're a little bit early, but whether it'll be any better or not, I can't see why it should be better. I would imagine it wouldn't be as sweet if it's been sort of forced. So, but it's purely just for a bit of an experiment because, like I said, I've never done it before. But I've tried it once. You're only supposed to do it once every 2 or 3 years, otherwise it takes all the energy out of the plant, because obviously it's not photosynthesizing because there's no leaves on it. So I'll take that and I'll let any more leaves grow, just take all the sun in, and hopefully it'll build itself back up. But anyway, just a bit of an experiment there. I've had a real good sort out with my gooseberry bushes. If you can see now, they've all got the big hollow centres, as you're supposed to do. They say like a goblet, because I got a lot of mildew last year, so hopefully that should increase the airflow, because it's stale air and damp stagnant air that causes mildew, and it just ruins the crop. So we'll see how we get on with these this year. I've put a few bird boxes up. I don't know whether you can just quite see that one. It's just up there. It was a pain getting up there on a ladder in between a rose bush and a hawthorn tree, but I've put one up. Nothing in it yet, but we'll see. And I've also made some robin nesting boxes, which apparently you should never put above 6 feet tall. You can possibly see it in there. I've put one in there and another one. So I'm just trying to encourage a bit of wildlife, really, just see if we get anything. So it's all nice to get some nature about. So this is my little shrubbery. Everything doing all right. Survived the winter. All the ferns will be coming up soon, so well, they're actually just starting to unfurl now, as you see, so they should be great in a bit. Nothing going on in this bed. This is the leek bed, all cleared and weedy. This is where my second peas will be going, and at last the asparagus has come up. It's only the second year, so I won't be taking any. Just try and get down. This is purple stuff, look, but it's a lot of it's just really spindly stuff. So, and it looks like a few haven't even come up, so, but at least it's survived. So I might take maybe 1 or 2 spears just to give it a try, because I can't possibly wait forever and ever. But then I'll just leave the rest to grow foliage, and then reinvigorate the rootstock. So into my last bit, some more spring onions in there. This is what used to be inside the polytunnel, so it's really deep soil, as you can see by the height of the raised bed. Some more garlic in there. They're all self-seeded, what do you call them, foxgloves. So I've left them because I don't grow anything that anyway, so that should give me one heck of a display of foxgloves. There must be 100 plants in there, but what I must make sure is that I cut them down before they seed, because otherwise there'll be millions of seeds everywhere, because I forgot that last year, and there's tons over there in that, so I must chop them down before they seed. This is the parsnips. Remember, I chitted the parsnips. They've all taken 100%, so I've thinned them all down to 1 now, and they'll just grow on, and we'll see what a result we get with the parsnips growing them this way. Done myself a little wildflower bed there, so I've got a load of bulk seeds, so I'm going to try and grow some there, get a nice bit of colour. And then I've finally done all the rest of my potatoes in the pots, 12 in all, so that should be a good harvest of those this year. Anyway folks, that's about it. 20th of April, still quite a lot going on, so not too bad. Weather's supposed to hot up, so can't be bad. That's about it folks. I'll see you later.